19 to 20 glove manufacturers. We tested probably 85, I think 88 gloves this year. It's not anything scientific. I'm going to be honest with you. I got in a little problem a few years ago about saying we approve and disapprove. We kind of got sued, so we now say we kind of recommend these as a language. The one we didn't like, and we're going to pass these around, was the Everlast hybrid model. Was a very horrible, this was a horribly made glove. We didn't allow it. I don't think too many states are allowing it. You guys, I'll tell you what we'll do is when we're done, you can come up and see these, but you can pass those around. The hybrid was just a poorly made glove. The one we do want to look at, Everlast glove, horsehair. This is the old style Everlast glove. This was not a good glove. We went to Everlast. I made some concerns about Everlast. It just wasn't, the horsehair pattern was shifting. It was easy to skin this glove. You could come up and take a look at it, and to Everlast credit, they did come up with a new style. We cut them and we showed them. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see this as well. They put an extra layer of a padding in there on the new style glove, right on the bottom here. That's been brand new, and the coating, what they call it, is a little bit tighter, and the horsehair, the weaving is a little bit tighter. The only problem I had with this is when they made the new style, I said, great, I'll approve this. I sent this, and a lot of states were saying, hey, sir, what does it look like? It's great, I like it. But you can't tell them apart. And I told Everlast, until you kind of tell me this is the new style with maybe new style written on it or a logo or something, I can't tell them apart. I can feel them, and I'll tell you which one I don't like.
Wait, are you talking about the MX just because I can't see?
Yeah, these are MX, the MX. If they, I'm hoping that they come up and say, hey, we have the new style, we redesigned it. I hope they put some kind of identification marker on it. So if someone calls me and says, sir, what's the new? I said, yeah, we approve that. Make sure it's an MXA or whatever they want to come up with. But I do give Everlast credit for taking care of that. Grants. The only thing we had an issue on the grant, great glove, I like grants. The plastic cover. It's a plastic cover. When you put tape on this, this doesn't hold too well. So if you get a grant glove and this is what the kid wants to wear, you better make sure your inspector's paying attention on the taping because this does not hold very well. It's just the way it is. It's a good glove. What we did, and this is with the grants and the Everlast, we cut them at the sleeve. So what we want to do for 10-ounce gloves, I let between 10.1 and 10.2. There's a little variation there. For an 8-ounce glove, same thing. As long as it weighs 8.1, 8.2, I mean, you know, we're in that category. What I don't want to see is an 8-ounce glove that weighs 7.5 or 7.6. Or a 10-ounce glove that weighs 9.7. You know, there's some differences there. And then what we do is we cut it just to see. In the Everlast, they're pretty consistent. When we cut it, that were like a 0.3 here for a 10-ounce glove and 9.7 ounces in what we call the hitting area.
Is that with laces or without?
That is without laces. Without laces when we cut them. That's what we should see. That's what we should see. And I'm going to walk through these real quick. Everlast Protect, very nice glove. Everlast Protect. The only difference we had, if your inspector's in the dressing room and you say you can only take the cup of the glove, which is what you should say. There should never be tape on the glove. If I get a kid that comes out and he has tape on the glove, my fear is that guy's already been trying to skin that back, and that's when he's going to cover it. But if you say that, rival in the same manner. Because of that way it goes, and rival, where was the rival? Yeah, we did that because that's the crease in your glove, right?
That's right.
Decreasing your risk.
It follows the crease of your wrist.
It follows the crease of your wrist. But if you tell the corner, hey, you can only cut with the cup of the glove, they're going to put tape all the way up here, which means there's going to be tape on the glove. And that's a no-no. So for a rival with the design and the Protect, same thing, the design that goes up. You just tell them it's just the cup. This is not considered the cup. They can't pass it. That's the tough part. But they're both good gloves. Everlast, Power Lock, great glove. This one probably lasted longer than any of the gloves I tested. This had a good 30, 40, 50 rounds in it, and I still liked it. It's a very solid made glove. I thought it was well done. Rivals have come a long way, and I know, where's the rival? The gloves come a long way. Their model now that they have both the 8 and 10, not only is a good glove, but when you cut those gloves that we have in here, when we cut them, that's solid material in there. I like when I cut a glove, what I don't want to do is cut a glove, put my finger in here, and I can move that material all over the place. If I can move it all over the place, where do you think I'm going to move it away from? Exactly. I'm going to grab that little material and just push it down, and I can skin a glove and no one would even know it. So I like that it's packaged in that manner. And this has been, they've come a long way, Rival has. And I know they're back there with their guy. If you have any questions, you can talk to them. Their gloves have come a long way. There's a fuel gear. I don't know if anybody had these yet. Has anybody had fuel? It's a new company that's come out. It's not a bad glove. I really haven't tested it this well. To me, it's more of a sparring glove because this is a big glove. You can look. This is a big glove. That's a big punching area. Some fighters are going to like that. A lot will not like that. Title came out with the same thing. They have the plastic on the bottom. It's going to be tough to tape this. It's hard to get tape over there. The one thing you'll notice about Title, this is a well-made, thick glove. This is an 8-ounce glove. I have very small hands. When I used to fight, I could really tape my hand. I have trouble getting into this. This is a very well-constructed glove, but when you get a very well-constructed glove, it's going to be tight. It is going to be tight. I think there's going to be some issues with some 10-ounce. We're going to try to get some hands in there. That may be difficult. Ringside, very well protected glove. I like Ringside's gloves. The one thing Ringside did, it seems to be going more and more. Ringside put a full thumb protector in there. Full. You're not getting rid of that thumb. It's not the old style that may have Ringside had it. But some of them just have the little bead on it. Right there. That's the rope. That comes loose fairly quickly. Look at the difference. I can pull that and open that up right there. That ain't going to happen then. Can't do it. That thumb's staying locked right in there. I like that the way Ringside has done that. Full thumb attach. Racers back there. Remember, we have two types of race, the horsehair and non-horsehair. If you get a race and it has the Pro Fight Safety Tech on the thumb, correct? Yes. Everybody got that. Pro-Tech Safety Tech, non-horsehair. This is a padded glove. This is a Reyes padded glove. The Reyes, and it won't have that on there, right? The Pro-Tech. If it doesn't have the Pro-Tech on, this is a horsehair glove. So this is Reyes' horsehair style glove. Non-Pro-Tech on the thumb, you're getting a horsehair style glove. Some fighters like that. What's Reyes' claim to fame? It's a puncher's glove. Everybody says it's a puncher's glove. Personally, I think it's here more than anything else for some of these fighters. But that's what they say. They like the Reyes and they like the way it's done. They like the construction the way it's done. It's got a big cuff that needs to be taped. But I'll show you some of the differences. I like that the eyelet's very small. You can just barely put your finger in there. That's good. The stitching all the way up, very tight, extremely tight, which is good. Where's who has the hydro bottles that we're looking at? Throw that up. Let me see that. Throw that over. Look at the difference. Here's the difference. See that hole up there? Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that hole right there. Look at that one. That's a good stitch glove right there. This is a poorly made stitch glove. That's the difference between the glove right there. That's why I've really enjoyed getting, especially the people here from Rest here. I really enjoyed. They spent some time with us. They've improved their glove 100%, particularly the horsehair. The horsehair I like much better. It doesn't move as much. It doesn't move as much.
We only have one issue with the horsehair. We have a contoured round tag inside the glove. That's because sometimes the gloves are reused for another fight, so you can mark inside the glove how many rounds the glove has been used. So you will avoid that a glove with more than 30 rounds is being used. It will only work for the gym, not for the fights.
And then she brings up a good point. You get a horsehair glove, 30 rounds is about the max.
Yes.
That's about where I'm stretching the glove. If it's a horsehair glove and it's going into that 25, 35 rounds you've had it, you should probably not have that for your title fights and championship fights. Adidas came out with the glove. I haven't seen very many models for them yet. But they did both. They did the strap and they did the casing. Daryl.
I'm sorry, just going back to what you said about 30 rounds on a glove for a championship. We require, as sanctioning organization, that they have to be factory sealed gloves, brand new.
And they should be. You're right, Dad. They should be. My point is, if you had like an 8 or 10 round fight in an undercard, those gloves still shouldn't be more than 30. And here, let me see. And that's where they can mark them in here. The horsehair is not designed to go more than 30 solid rounds. It just isn't designed that way. Lonsdale, if anybody's had these yet. Lonsdale's a good glove. Very, very stiff. If you look at Lonsdale, it reminds me a lot of the Fuel. Look at those are huge gloves. These are big style gloves. You can see the difference on the width on these gloves compared to his rivals. These are big. The only difference again, you got that plastic there. That does cause a little bit of an issue. They have the only sticker. I had a judge come up to me and say they did not like the logo there. It's bothersome to them. I don't know why it's there, but some judge said, that's all I saw was this lion. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. A new style glove that came out, I haven't seen it in effect yet. PBS, it's Pro Style Glove. Again, I'm going to leave these up to you. I liked it so far. It weighed in at 9.9, which is great. When we test them, the bottom line is, though, I want to be consistent. I've always told that to Reyes. I told it to everybody. I want a glove manufacturer to be consistent. Don't send me a glove, a 10-ounce glove, and I get 4 nice 10-ounce gloves. They all weigh 9, 9, and 10. And then next week I see the same glove. I see same glove, and it's 9.2. A lot of the glove manufacturers are making them over in the third world countries. It has become an issue. Quality control has become an issue in the glove manufacturing business. But so far this year, very much improved from about 2 years ago when we were looking at gloves. Much improved. As Daryl's point, and we had this issue in a couple of them, championship fights. You should, to get rid of any disputes, ask the 2 title holders or the guy that has the title, what glove are you using? Because some boxers have contracts. They're supposed to be in a rival. They're supposed to be in a race. Have them put it in their contract. I'm using Reyes. I'm an Reyes guy. That's what I'm using. Right in the bout contract. So the opponent knows that he's using Reyes. If the opponent wants to use Reyes, that's fine. If the opponent wants to use his other style, that's fine. But the worst thing you can do is go to a championship Get it out of the way. Be upfront with everybody. That's a thing you don't have to worry about. There's many other things you have to worry about. You shouldn't do the glove. Any questions on the gloves? I'm going to leave them right here. You can do what you want, except hit each other.
Thank you.